Hey everyone, Deadpine here. Welcome back to the channel. This is a special Patch 8 patch notes go over video. I'm not really sure how you word these things, but yeah, we're going to go over the patch notes for Patch 8 for Vault Hunter's 3rd Edition. It's a massive, massive overhaul patch. I don't know about overhaul, but like it's a massive patch. There's so many features, tons of bug fixes, a lot of early game stuff going on there. So, and stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to be making a bit of a little tiny announcement at the end there. But let's go over the patch notes first. I'll see you in there. All right, let's hop over to these. I'm gonna get rid of that. Go to here. All right, so yeah, update. Planned release is Sunday, March 12th. As the release date of this video, that should be tomorrow. If you're watching this video after the fact, it should already be out, and you don't actually have to go to this paste bin. This paste bin is really just for a temporary hold until they get the official patch notes up on vaulthunters.gg/patch. That's the link you go to. They have 7.6 up there. They'll put 8 up there. Like I said, this is a massive one. We're gonna kind of skim through it. We're not gonna go over actual everything. But yeah, just want to go through all the big features. So let's just kick it off. So runes being replaced with inscriptions. Really robust, really cool system. Kind of like everything else. It's just the goal of this patch, according to Iskal and the crew, was to have RNG, but give some sort of control over the RNG, as well as a big focus on the early game. So those are the two big focuses in this patch. So runes being replaced by inscriptions gives you the ability to still find them and have good RNG, and oh, that's still exciting to find because you don't have to craft it, but it also gives you the ability to craft it and control it a little bit when you're just in the mood to do a mine shaft room. You craft an inscription, craft up a crystal, all that kind of stuff. We'll dive into this in our playthrough, but yeah, there's a lot of different things that go into these rooms and different modifiers. Some of the modifiers got changed as well. So, but yeah, you get basically you get an inscription with a completion time instability randomly. They're only per room. There's no fluff rooms. There's no common rooms. It's just whatever room you put on, and the time is how much time you have to do it. And then you can get inscriptions to increase the time, increase the instability, increase the completion. Instability is if it's super unstable, or if it's not 100% on completion, I think it is. I have to see it. Don't quote me on these words. But basically, they start replacing, the less complete it is, the more bedrock blocks are out, the more you lose in that vault. So like if you have a mine shaft room that's 50% completed, it's going to be 50% bedrock, or give or take. I'm not sure what the numbers are. But yeah, so you get less ore. It's also harder to navigate, all that kind of stuff. So you want to craft it up all the way, kind of like gear, that sort of stuff. So really fun, really exciting change. It really does make the runes quite a bit better, a lot more controllable, and really, I think this is going to be a fun like mid game, like level 50 plus feature. And they don't start appearing in chests until a little bit later on, anyway. So you're not going to be doing this super early game anyway. So, all right, moving right along here, we got a new gear enhancement system. So the idea of this is that the short of this is you can craft specific gear modifiers. Example would be like damage percent. You can craft damage percent, but the crafted is always going to be worse than the randomly rolled. So you can sit there and burn through your bronze and your focuses or foci to get all of that going and get the perfect piece, or you could just be like, I'm going to craft this. It's expensive to craft too. I think it's very well balanced and really good. If you just want to be like, hey, I just want any damage percent on here. I don't care if it's not the max roll. I just want this to complete the build. You can do that now. Really cool system. Definitely takes some of the, I'm at -6 crafting potential. Can't get that stuff. Fantastic change. Love that. Yeah, same with that's where these come from. Yeah. Yep, that's where they all come from. Yep. Okay, so a wardrobe, a new block to be added. So it's kind of like a there's a feature a while back where you could like hot swap this might be vanilla now. I don't know. This is how much I played modded and not really vanilla. Where you could redstone an armor stand and swap your armor with it. So you had like another armor piece or armor set and a overrolled armor set, that sort of thing. Same idea for this one. You can swap around because maybe you want like more cooldown reduction and mana regen in the overworld, so you can use your abilities in the overworld more freely, stuff like that. So quick little thing. It's a really nice feature. I don't think it's a necessary feature, but it is really nice. It's also good for comparing builds. That's where it's really, really powerful. So you can put two sets of builds in there and it'll give you the exact difference in the builds defensive wise, because the defensive number calculates everything, this will give you the exact, okay, I have plus 20% mana regen on this one, but minus 9% resistance or something like that, you know? So it's a great way to contrast and compare, even if you don't use the armor swapping feature, but which is nice to have in there. So great change, good stuff. A new objective. So this one's basically, you have to figure out what is dropping the glorbs, I think they're called. But basically, everything will drop like an essence or like an experience orb. You have to figure out what's dropping the most. It's from mining ores, killing mobs, mining chests or looting chests. Figure out what gives you the most, complete that, and then you have to go find a lodestone to turn it all in at, and that completes the vault. Really cool way to just do everything in the vault. It's kind of like, and I think that was the point of this. This is one of those early game ideas, is that it's supposed to get you into the vault doing vault stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. Do all the vault stuff to complete the vault. I think it's going to be more of an earlier game one, because I think the Guardians are now pushed back to level 50 plus, which is kind of cool, actually. So, on completion, there's a 20% chance to get an augment. In a completion crate, the augment can be applied to a crystal to determine its theme. Yes, okay, so augments are you can now choose your theme, like cave theme, amethyst cave, sand, Wild West, cove, all that kind of stuff. Cool stuff. A new Uber catalyst found rarely inside treasure chests and black market that will turn a crystal attached into it into a chaos crystal. So this gives you 30 random modifiers. I think I remember watching the VOD. Iskal said this was for like folks who really enjoyed the randomness and the chaos of cake vaults, because the cake vaults are different now. So gives you that kind of like, just it could be all, they could all be good, they could all be bad, you know. But it could be good. You could just go in, see if you like it or not, and then leave. Or, you know, I think they're worth gambling on and running, because you can get some really sweet stuff from that for sure. This is the big one. So I was saying before, I wanted to save my treasure keys for on the Magic SMP. They are heavily buffed. I watched this gal open a chest, and I think it was a common chest. It had so much stuff in it: jewels, gear, everything. All these inscription stuff, like that kind of stuff, can go into there. The rare stuff that you want, rare foci, stuff like that. Really good stuff. So yeah, okay. So this was cool. They changed the chest modifier. So instead of random chests appearing extra in the vault that you have to go find, there's one modifier that makes it so the POIs have more chests instead. So like a three ornate or a POI will have 6 ornate POIs. You know, 6 ornate in that one POI. So really cool. Keeps them together. It's really good for vein mining and insta mining them. Really fun change. I think it actually works really well with the POI system. The randomness throughout the vault worked better in 1.16, where everything was kind of just more chaotic. So definitely cool. Catalyst. So yeah, rehaul of the catalyst system. I didn't check this one out too much, but yeah, Mystical Essence is cheaper, which is a good one, because we were far behind on that diamond wise, and I wanted to spend my diamonds on something else. This is the big one though. You don't get to know the negative modifier. Sorry, let's put that up there. You don't get to know the negative modifier prior to going to the vault. So it's not just like you can't just put a plentiful trapped is the example Escal used. So yeah, definitely, I think a good change. The idea that you want to be prepared for everything, or like you don't want to go over. You can put more modifiers on now, but you get the random ones. You don't know what you're getting into when you go into that vault. So that's kind of the reasoning to not put too many on in the future there. So definitely good change. I like it. It's fun. It's not necessarily a nerf, not necessarily a buff, but I think an overall just good fun change. Cake Vault's got a big overhaul. So it's 2%. It's 2% per buff to the mobs on both sides, and then you get a guaranteed lucky plentiful, whatever the extra the quantity. You get a guaranteed buff in quality and quantity, and then you have a chance to get more than what the mobs buff for. And then every vault now has a 10% chance to spawn a crate pedestal somewhere in the open room, and that's what you complete it with. But they're infinite, so you can go out infinitely, make the mobs as infinite as possible, but then you always have to find that pedestal. So there's a like, if you find it early, you go out and then come back, or you keep pushing until you find a second one. You just have to remember how many rooms to go back. I like that. I like that idea in a cake vault. I don't know. It's fun. I think they're going to be fun for looting. We'll have to try them out for sure. Okay, jewels. This is a big change. So all the requirements, everything was kind of like brought down. They're all just massively buffed. Mining speed wise, in particular. But I think also trap chance, stuff like that. But yeah, there's a big buff to Jules. Big buff to Jules, especially early game. So yeah, really cool stuff. Okay, general objectives and rewards. Yeah, so they're doing like a level based system on stuff. This is here you go. So level 50 plus is you don't get the monoliths. Oh, sorry, maybe it's no monolith. Yeah, so you don't get hunt the guardians until 50 plus. So again, it keeps it in line there. And then once you get level 50 plus, it's 25% all the way around. So monolith, I think they also buffed the monolith crate as well a little bit, but I could be wrong. I think the crates are also now level based. It's a lot more scaling, everything's getting some scaling stuff, which is cool. So Cove and Diamond Caves, brand new rooms. These are Omega rooms, Omega Coin Pile and Omega Gilded, I think it was. Really cool stuff. I'm excited to explore them. Or Scavengers. There's now a random thing that you can get. So they increase the amount of scavenger items, which is I think will be fun. If it's balanced, and I think it will be. So, but yeah, you have to mine ore just like you would any other thing, and you get a random thing. Village room changes. I can't wait to explore these. They're really exciting. They have like more catacomby. You can't mine in and out of them. They're surrounded by bedrock. So like it's like a maze or a dungeon, and you go in, tons of loot, so much loot. There's more room to fight in them. They feel a lot less cramped than the old version. Really cool, really cool. So this is the big one for us. We knew this was coming, but the end resources room is now there, but it's also scaled. So you don't get this immediately. You get this when you start getting this at the time you could get this in your crystal, which is really cool. I think the nether room was the same, but we just had it because we were past that level when they added it in. So really cool addition. I really like that. I like that it scales. Yeah, I really like that. So this is a big change for anyone who's playing Overworld. It no longer has the with no air mechanic. So you could just go find chromatic iron very easily when caving, and the veins are just as big. So this is actually kind of a massive change for the Magic SMP. I'm going to put a teleporter or a waystone out in new chunks so I can load new chunks so I can just go like farm that. Pretty cool stuff. So bunch of overhauls here. Like I said, this is like a 6-page this is like a 6-page stuff. Bunch of buffs, bunch of nerfs, mostly buffs. Honestly, most of these are buffs, bunch of bug fixes. I'll let you guys read through these when the actual official patch notes come out. Like there's a bunch of like added mobs, tier 4 mobs, all that kind of stuff, which is really good. Now there's actually 2 more pages of these patch notes. They kind of like reiterated on some of them. There's some more additions and whatnot, but I'm just gonna go over this first page here, because there's just so much, and like we don't know what's actually gonna come out on Sunday. And I don't want to keep this video somewhat shorter. So, but let's get to the announcement. So with this, and some of you may guess what this was going to be. I did a little poll on the channel. Thank you for participating in the poll. I will be doing those every once in a while. That's just to get a general feel for the community about maybe doing a restart for patch 8. I was already kind of leaning that way. I really do actually enjoy restarting worlds. I love the early game. And they did a massive overhaul of the early game. So I'm actually going to play you a clip from Iskall himself. Here we go.
Update 8 is also possibly the biggest update yet. We are excited and hope you will love it. Okay. If you are thinking about restarting, or if you haven't started Vault Hunters yet, this is the patch to do it on. It is currently planned to be Sunday release on CurseForge.
Yeah, so this is the patch to do it on. So this is they have the pickaxe update in there. They have it seems like all the tools have their own spots. It seems like everything that you craft or work with crystals is kind of in there. And I think the rest of the stuff that they're going to be adding is stuff like maybe the javelin. So like that's just a new item, not a new feature. So it seems like a lot of the features that they want in the game are in here. So I think this is a perfect time to restart. I do apologize to the 10% of you who voted. I'd rather see this old world keep going. But I really just want to experience. We're level 50, whatever. We're 50 plus, and a lot of this stuff isn't going to apply to us. You know, we're not going to experience this to its fullest. We'll experience a little bit of it, you know. But I think starting fresh with what we know is going to be the most fun for me personally. And then my channel's all about sharing the fun. So I think that's going to be the big thing. I'm really happy a lot of you are on board and happy with that as well. So the announcement part of that's going to be starting as soon as the patch releases. So I'm going to be live on Twitch Sunday, March 12th, we're going to be going for, as soon as I can download the patch, we're going to install it, or it might even be there by the time I go live. Going to install it. We're going to start a fresh world. We're going to start recording. I'm going to start releasing season 3 that day at some point. I might have new release times. I'm not sure. I might experiment with some new release times. I also may experiment with doing slightly less videos a week, not the 7 days a week. Some of the sentiment I've gotten is that they're very long videos, so giving like a break day or 2 break days might be a good idea, just to let folks catch up. I know there's some of you who watch every day and watch that hour every day, and I feel bad about getting rid of that. But and I might do the 7 a day. I haven't decided fully on that one yet. So let me know what you think about that. Maybe doing like 5 days a week or 6 days a week. Maybe like take off Wednesday or take off like Wednesday, Friday. I really don't want to not release videos on the days I'm not streaming, and I don't want to not release videos on weekends. So those are really the 3 options we have is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, So, but let me know what you think about that. Maybe releasing slightly less, not the daily videos. That said, I could absolutely keep up with daily videos. It's not a problem. There'll be a new playlist, new thumbnails for all that. I'm thinking about getting rid of all the thumbnails for the old season, just so it's not as confusing, because it's still going to have the SkyVaults. It's still going to have that. It'll have Season 3, of course, and it'll look different. But so maybe I will leave it. I don't know. That's also just a lot of work. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. But that's the announcement. So Sunday, March 12th, when this patch comes out, we're going to be live on Twitch. We're going to be playing a fresh, brand new world. So make sure you follow the Twitch channel. Check it out. Sub to this channel. If you want to check out the playthrough, it's going to be released here in order, episodic order. It'll be the new featured video. It'll be, the playlist will be in its usual spots. So great stuff all around. Seriously, thanks so much for tuning in. I am so hyped for Update 8. I hope you are as well. I'm really hyped for this restart as well. It's going to be really fun just experiencing from the beginning, using all the information, all the knowledge we know now to accelerate us and get us going. Different type of base build. I'm thinking we're going to do a completely different type of base build, which I'm excited for. All that stuff and more. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all Sunday.